So friends, I see that we have a lot of people here online, like 16 plus people, and also offline probably 20 plus people. And I believe you people are coming from different disciplines and background, maybe architecture, civil, mechanical, electrical, interior, and from project management side or the client representatives. So you are coming from different backgrounds, and you people are with different experience levels and exposure levels with respect to them. Some people only focus on technology development. Some people focus on processes. It's about the step-by-step procedures about how to deliver the project in BIM. And some people focus on policy, implementations, and developments. And there are also some of the researchers in the group, I guess, so who focus on getting all this developed, and that's what we are using now in the market. And some of the students who are very eager to learn new things, and that's why you are here. And this is what I understand from this seminar, and it's good. I need to thank Adnan and his team for inviting me here first, for having a discussions. My name is Dr. Amarnath. I'm the founder of India Building Information Modeling Association, which is a national level not-for-profit society. So we focus on education. Like we want to see to that every university in India need to have a BIM related curriculum in architecture, civil, mechanical, management, law schools, or it should be more on multidisciplinary kind. We want to see that education is provided for the students in the university level rather than they go for later learning by the individual. That's number one. And second is we help the universities for curriculum development on that level. And we are working with Council of Architecture also on that aspect. And second thing, as I said, policies. We just today morning I had a meeting with BAs and other policy makers, and we are having a further discussion on how to bring in BIM into BIM. And it's one of the most important thing. Another one side is international codes are there. BSI codes 19650 is there, and other BIM related codes are there. But Indian specific codes are also important, and project specific codes are important, because when you say BIM is implemented for airports, metro lines, railways, or smart cities, or a building sector, or for hospital projects. So it's very difficult to understand BIM from one project type to another project type without having a set guidelines. And that is what most of the contractors and clients are facing the difficulty now. And this problem can only be solved by bringing in project-specific guidelines, which I'm already seeing the kind of trend in the global market. If you can see the kind of BIM standards and guidelines which is evolving from past 20 years, there are more than 120, 140 standards and guidelines from 15 to 20 countries. And if you can see back the trend from past 2 to 3 years, you have BIM project-specific guidelines. Like the most advanced ones are like airport-related projects. And for one of the example is North American Airport Authority, which is having a wonderful employer information requirement, giving to the contractor saying this is what we need for the project. This is what the users are for the project. And these are the softwares we expect to be used for this project. And these are the workflows. And these are the people need to be involved in delivering each of these BIM users. And these are the deliverables at this level of development and detail we are expecting from the project. It's very clear from the client saying to the contractor and subcontractors that this is what we need. And this is very important to see to that there is no litigation or disputes and issues during the execution of the project. And that is another concern what we have as a society, to have project-specific guidelines. And in fact, I just want to show you the association page where you can, I don't know, few people may know this association, few people may not know. I'll just give you a brief on this. Okay. So you're all welcome to be part of this society one or the other way, as a volunteer, okay, or as a student member if you're a student. If you're a professional, you can be a professional member, or if you want your corporate company to be a member, you can be a corporate member. And you can be a sponsor member, or you can be an institutional member. You can bring the institutes to collaborate with this society. You can bring the vendors like design companies, contractors, subcontractors, and fabricators. Just an hour ago, I was speaking to one of the Delhi fixture supplier. He's more on bathroom fixtures. So there is a role for all the vendors in the market to be part of a society like this, where when you are speaking about integrated BIM, integrated project delivery, that will only happen when you are bringing together people of the same thinking and mentality on one platform. Okay. That is where this society is. It's a society registered as per 1960 Act, and it's a national society. So if you want to know further about membership types and procedures are here. Okay. So the benefits are also mentioned here for different category of the people. And the kind of works we do. So we have a digital platform for people to come together, and also physical platform for people to come together. Physical platforms is like this, we take part in different events and workshops, seminars, conferences, and summits. Okay. And we also have virtual groups for discussions like WhatsApp groups, Facebook group for passive interactions, and WhatsApp group for active interactions. And we also classified the people based on their category. Like you have a policy field players. These are the people like from regulatory bodies, educational institutes, research centers to come together, and they plan on how to develop the policies for the country. And process field players are the group for people who are like owners, developers, project management consultants, architects, contractors, engineers, blah, 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 who are involved in delivering the project. Coming to the technology vendors, these are the key people who are giving us the technological solutions. As you know, there are more than 30 to 40 BIM software vendors. And the most important key players, you know, the most famous ones like Autodesk, Bentley, Tekla, Trimble, Nemstek, Saip, a number of them are in the market, which many of us know. And each of these vendors have like not less than 20 to 30 BIM softwares in the life cycle of the project. So we also invite people of this category and new developers who want to come into the market to launch some new add-ons, add-ins, plugins, and new software solutions. That kind of groups. And research forum is for the people who focus on BIM research. And we also welcome people from different countries and also from India who mainly focus on BIM research in different directions. So, and we also have a freshers group. For this is for people who are new to learn the BIM, and these people are welcome here. And membership benefits, you can see here, we have different membership benefits. You can check this if you like to become a member. We have a membership types. Then you are welcome to join us through, you need to just download this, fill this and send it, and the board will review your applications, and then we'll get back to you with the results. And volunteers who are already into BIM, who can get in with us to work with us on different perspectives on BIM, especially for the national development. And we focus on digital transformation. Any person, individual or a company with that same focus are welcome. With a pitch to Indian market are welcome here. And we do have a governing body. And for now, I'm heading this as a president. When we have a people with the age group of 25 to 60 plus, 70 plus. We have all the category people, and we do have honorary boards where we have experts from different countries, from top universities, policymakers from other countries, all these people who are helping us to bring this national development in Indian market. And also few researchers from other countries and Indians, who are passionate about BIM and who want to do something for the country. So who have done their masters or PhD and who are doing their current research in some companies, R&D. So they're also part of this volunteer group. So we involve in different levels of collaborations to have to bring the BIM maturity in the market. And I don't want to just say BIM because people have a new terminologies like BIM, digitalization, digital transformation, digital twin, virtual design and construction. Different people use different terminologies, but it's all one thing. It's about digital transformation. So once again, you are all welcome to be part of our society. Okay, and coming back to the topic, as I was showing you this one, and the BIM project won't be successful until we come from all these different vendors like policymakers, process, and technology field. Only the time when we all come together, understanding what is our job roles and what is that services we need to provide, we won't be able to help the market. 1 second. So as you all know, but I don't know how many of you from process field, how many of you from technology, or how many of you are from policies. But I believe that we do have a set of people from each of these groups here. And this is what is BIM. BIM is not just one person saying we do it, or a set of people doing it. When you have an effort and contribution from all these people coming at a national level and work together, then we are going to do it. And this is about people. Second thing, many of us think BIM may be something special. Sometimes few years ago, you would have heard us BIM as modeling. Some people would have thought it's a visualization, or sometimes later you understood that it's about planning or crash detections or coordinations. Well, these are all just a BIM application. Some people define it as a dimensions, 2D, 3D, 4D, 7D, and until 5D, everyone clear what is it. After 6D, 7D, 8D, everyone has their own way of defining dimensions. And it's a little bit confusing for all of us, right? And that's the stage where BIM was very less matured and people used to use the dimensions to define it. But the current market is very clear and about what is BIM, and it's almost well matured in the market now. And we call it as BIM users. Most of you know that if you would have referred some of the guidelines like Penn State University guidelines or other BIM users guidelines, you would have seen this set of BIM users. And BIM users is nothing special. It's about different researchers. Previously, they understood when you say project life cycle, then you find out different problems in the project life cycle. Then you want to solve these problems, right? So to solve these problems, what they did was they find out different solutions. They already know how to do the model. And any industry, if you go, you use the model as a base platform to do different types of analysis. It implies same for even construction sector. So we need to have the model. When you say BIM, it's building the information into the model. That's what I think as a definition. And which is data fed in by different people and used by different people for different instances and for different timeline. And which is categorized properly so that the maintenance team can use it for actual maintenance of the project, right? So the researchers past, what they did was they find out the problems in the life cycle of the project, and they say, okay, look, I'm going to link this with BIM model, and I'm going to solve this problem by doing this kind of analysis. I'm going to develop a plugin or an order add-on or a software to solve this issue. And that's how the 300 plus softwares have evolved in the market, and that's how this 75 list of BIM users have evolved in the market. So whatever you see here on the y-axis, okay, these are all the BIM users. Like site analysis can be done with BIM, and whatever you see on the x-axis here, these are the life cycle stages. And I've just considered the REBA life cycle stages, okay, here. So it has like 8 stages. As all of us know, most of the times when you are dealing with BIM projects, you may be following the same life cycle stages. And we just did a simulation to see which BIM users will be used in which stages of the project. And whatever the gray boxes you see, these are the stages which says that, for example, design authoring. It's nothing but modeling, which will be done in conceptual design, developer design, and then a technical design stage, right? So that's how we understand what BIM users will be done at what stage of the project. So I would recommend all the BIM people here. Some of you are already experts here. Some of you are learning BIM here, or some of you are like 50-50 like me. In fact, I agree that I have understood BIM only 50%, not completely, because that's a big ocean, and completely BIM takes a lot many years. Okay. And I see that people who started with BIM in their journey when the BIM was established, way back when Graphisoft says we started BIM, or when Chuck Eastman says he's the founder of BIM, or Autodesk says that BIM was launched by them. But till now, everyone are not clear about BIM because it's evolving, day by day evolving. If you see way back, there are a lot of research happening on this, a lot of changes day to day, a lot of conferences, webinars, a lot of papers, publications coming out, a lot of discussions happening, a lot of new solutions coming out. So BIM is not matured yet for anyone, and no one in the market understands BIM completely. All of us, what we understand is little. And only when we bring this little together, then it becomes a complete BIM. So I believe in, if we keep on exchanging information from each of us, then only we'll learn. right? So I like to hear from all of you. Maybe after this call or after that, you like to contact me, you can contact me. I can share my number here on the group. Okay. So you are welcome for discussions. One second. Okay, this is my WhatsApp number also. So you're welcome to have a discussions with me further on this. This is one side. Okay. Second thing. So we are all doing BIM, right? Maybe some of us are from India, some of them are from other countries. We're all doing BIM. And how are we coming together to do this BIM? It may be at your country level. Maybe you need people to come together, and you like to collaborate. Different companies like to collaborate with different countries. As you see, India is like a big market for BIM now, the market if you see. So there's a lot of services given from the country and a lot of services taken from the country, right? So if you see India as a country, we are giving a lot of BIM modeling services and basic services, which other countries feel it's difficult. And we are giving this kind of services from almost 15 plus years, right? And now we have a lot of Indian projects which is in need of BIM, which clients are demanding BIM in their projects. And most of the foreign companies have pitched into the country, and they're taking the projects and subcontracting it to the country vendors now. And they're also involved in the projects, right? So it's both the sides it's happening. So I believe that it should be going further in a very collaborative way so that people understand BIM in a big picture rather than just working in silos. This is a basic thing to mature as an individual in BIM and as a team, as an organization, or to deliver a project or at a market level. Okay, this is a basic thing to be BIM mature. And many of us have a thinking that I'm an architect. This is not a problem with anyone, but this is a human psychology. So for example, I discussed with some design company. They would say that, well, my work is done once I give the design to the contractor. Then why should I be involved further in the construction stage? Well, I'm not responsible for any problems that's coming during construction stage. Well, that's a responsibility of a contractor and subcontractor. This is the kind of people think in a design company. Contractors, they may think that, well, design company has to give us the model. We have nothing to do before that. Whatever is the problem in the model, it's all their headache. It's not our headache. Because you did a mistake in the model, that's why we have a rework on the site. It's a blame game which is happening in the market. Maintenance team. Well, they may say that, well, you people have not given me right information during the maintenance handover stage, like as-built model, which can be used for record-keeping model. Then what can I do? I may not have proper data, then I cannot do proper maintenance. That means that you cannot say 50% of the lifecycle cost. Actually, when you say BIM project delivered well, many countries claim that you can say 50% of maintenance cost. You can say you can reduce 50% of greenhouse gas emissions. And a lot of things are claimed during the project. You can reduce who are involved in BIM are working without understanding what is the benefits that I get, and with the kind of data I'm inputting, what is the benefits other people get. If we all understand the benefits that we are getting from each other when we share the data properly with each other, then it will be perfect project. Coming to the return on investment, when you see many of the companies in the market, so they are hesitant to implement BIM, and some people would have implemented BIM in a wrong way. They would have faced difficulties and they don't want to go further with BIM, saying that BIM is not a solution provider, BIM is a problem creator. This is what few companies say who has not properly used BIM. Some of the companies who are just working as silos, who understand only this is what my client is giving, this is what I need to do. They also face a problem because in coming days, this is not the way BIM projects will be delivered. So when you say integrated BIM, level 1, you all know, little BIM, there may be just doing a modeling. Some people say I do BIM, some people don't use it at all. Level 2 is a stage where people are using BIM. They understand, okay, BIM is going to have it. and they're bringing all the projects together, product stakeholders together, and they're working on it. And level 3 is like a mandate. Level 2 was like saying that if you want to bid for the project, you need to have BIM bidding done. Then we select, then you can go further. Maybe you are using BIM or not BIM later, no problem. Which is coming to collaborate for a particular project. They should all be BIM matured companies. And within a company, if you want to recruit any candidate for a project, or if you want to do the project staffing for any particular work package, these people should be BIM skilled. If not, it's not going to be a BIM project, right? Past times, we used to say, like, many contractors used to say that, when you ask them, do you do BIM? They say, yes, we do BIM, but we are subcontracted to the design organization, right? But is this the way BIM happens? No, it's not like you take a service and you give it to some company. It's not that way. We all need to change within our organizations, within our team. What are the changes we need to bring for ourselves? And BIM is not the same education for everyone. It's a different education which different people in the project, right? And I cannot learn modeling. I cannot say everyone come to my modeling session and everyone learn the modeling. I cannot say everyone learn the planning using some solutions. I cannot ask everyone to do research. I cannot ask everyone to understand and work as a project management consultant. So different people have their own roles, and they need to understand what is their kind of role they would be playing in the project. And that's what they need to understand, and they need to learn based on that levels, right? So many of us do not know what are the existing solutions to learn. So this is the current situation, friends. And we're all working for the current projects. We're also planning for the future projects. Maybe some of them are company, they own your own companies. Some of them are working for your companies. So this is the stage where it starts. And first question, when a new person you invite, you want to implement BIM, you cannot order them saying that, see, you need to just go with BIM. When you are saying the project, you cannot push the client, say that you need to invest for the software for this particular BIM project, or you cannot force the contractor to follow all the BIM in their project. Neither you cannot force the maintenance team to use the data for maintenance. The only way possible is make everyone understand what are the benefits they're going to get from it. The first question comes from the people who do not adopt BIM is why BIM. So there is one page in our website. You can get further information about this. There is a link called About BIM. This will give you very good information. Maybe you would have not checked this. And we have categorized what is the type of benefits different vendors may get with respect to BIM in the second paragraph. And the basic general benefits, I mentioned it here. And what is the kind of UK target for coming years is also here, some basic information. And basic benefits for in different stages of the project for different stakeholders is also here. And BIM users in the project lifecycle, we have given a brief here. So you are welcome to check this, and you have any information, any requirement, you are welcome to contact me for any kind of queries. Well, I'm interested. I'm very much open for people to have discussions and to go further for collaborations and work together at different levels. Okay, project level, organization level, market level, different levels we work together. So that is what I can welcome you all. And I would like to give a time for Q&A rather than me keep on going discussing this kind of things.
Agree, sir. Anyone have questions here? Sir?
I'm asking how to convince developers to go for BIM and pay for BIM.
What's your name, ma'am?
Ashwani, Architect Ashwani.
So there's a question from Architect Ashwani.
Okay.
Yeah. She also asked, like, how can we convince the developers to implement BIM on their projects? How can we convince them?
Developers means you mean to say real estate developers,
Yes.
owners, or who are you saying about?
The real estate developers.
Real estate developers. See, what is the kind of job the real estate developers are doing? They may be converting the land to yellow belt, then convert the plots, they sell the plots. That's one kind of service. Second service may be they're building an apartment or a villa. That's the second type of service they're giving. I think these are the type of services they're giving to the market. And what is that they can do with BIM? because they have a minimal benefit, minimal work to go with BIM for real estate developers. One thing is they can help in visualization of the project, because clients like to know what is that facility would look like in the coming year. Because within Bangalore, I'm based out of Bangalore. There are more than 1,500 developers in the market here. And if you take the major metropolitan cities, maybe 10 plus cities, you have 15 to 20,000 developers in the market. How can they benefit from them? Because every day I get at least 2 to 3 calls saying that, sir, we have this apartment getting built here, and it's not ready to occupy, but you can occupy this after 6 months, 1 year. No? Then me as a customer have a question that how would this facility would look like after the facility is built. And most of the times developers won't invest all the money to get the apartments and villas built. They want the customers to invest and then they go further. If not, it won't be feasible for them to invest that big money to go further and give you ready to occupy facilities. So in that stage, they want to showcase how their facilities would look like. So what they do is they can use VR for virtual walkthroughs, visualization. That one thing can be desktop virtual reality. You can showcase the visualizations. Second thing is you have a BIM room where you have virtual reality room setup where the clients can come in. They can wear the VR devices. They can walk in that space. They can feel how the facility would look like, how the interiors would look like. No? Then that may help the real estate people to get their clients. And most of the times what happens is, as a customer in the market, I may be hunting for almost 2 years for one of the apartment to be chosen, or maybe 1 year or 6 months. But it's very difficult to make a decision until and unless you know how the building would look like. So what happens is if you can have a kind of platform where you have a different BIM rooms in a city, and you can have another private vendor who can develop this kind of BIM rooms, and you can tie up with 1,000 plus BIM vendor, real estate developers in that market. Then you can say that I'm going to help your customers to visualize their properties before you deliver their property facility. So you can develop your BIM models and do the interiors and link it with the game engines like Unity and have the VR, have the visualization, do the rendering, and so have a realistic models so that you can invite the customers. You can showcase 10 to 15 projects at a time and they can finalize one of the project among them. And it's easy for the real estate developers to get the customers easily rather than like what happens in Bangalore market, for example. I would say they will call us, they will say we will pick you up from your home or from your office, then we will take you for a coffee break, dinner, breakfast break, lunch break, then they will say we will drop you back to your facility. They're spending a lot of time and money. At least per day, one marketing guy will spend full day for 2 to 3 clients only, and they are spending fuel and everything. They can minimize this kind of efforts. And second thing is they're wasting money having a prototype buildings in the facility, in the real estate site. Then they may demolish some of the real estate developers I see. They've built a demo house just for showcasing. This is how the building would look like. Then I asked them, what are you going to do with this facility? They say, we are going to demolish it after this project is complete. You're unnecessarily wasting money on that, and you're also unnecessarily wasting money on inviting people and taking care of, maybe without knowing the client is going to come for your project or not. So that kind of benefits can be got for real estate developers. I think I answered your question.
I have a question for you.
It's clear. There's one more question from Purva. Purva. Yeah, Purva, you can ask.
So you mentioned that we can take the model ahead to VR and then showcase it to the real estate developers. What that about something VR is at the later stage. What about the initial stages? What if we want to develop the BIM model and we want to first convince the real estate developers about taking the project on BIM and then later to VR, because right now our main concern is to take the project on BIM. So VR is like an add-on that we can give to them later.
Right, you want to ask, like, instead of VR, what other technology or the steps we can do as of now to convince these people to take up implement BIM in the project, right?
Because through VR, they have already sold the flats.
Yeah.
Flats are sold, but they are not able to construct it to the quality without coordination and flat reduction and give a final good product.
Okay.
So, but they are not able to, their on-site team is not able to visualize only, there are so many services, STP.
Right.
So how can we pitch in at this time? Because this is their now pain point.
Like when the project has already been done.
Already started
or done.
The question is essentially how to convince them to execute the project on it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Rather than using VR as a USP.
Okay.
Execute the project from the initial stage.
Because VR comes with marketing strategy.
Yeah.
All marketing people are new
Right.
people. They have already convinced it. They cannot take on that budget for VR into the marketing campaign.
Right.
Now for design and construction, there is no funds only for, So people are usually very comfortable with AutoCAD. So VR is already done, the marketing is already done, and people are developing the drawings on AutoCAD. But we want to convince the developers that do it on BIM. So what steps can we do it?
Yeah. Did you heard Amarnath sir the questions?
Yeah, they want to know that they have already convinced all the clients, and probably everyone has whatever. If you have 100 plots, they have already got it for the client sold. So now the question is, they have done the 2D CAD drawing, and they want to convince the client that the real estate developer to go with BIM. That's the question, right?
Right.
Okay. So when you say real estate developer, are they the same people who are going to construct? Or are they the different people?
No, same thing.
Same people.
Then that's a good benefit. Now, and once you have the BIM model, you are using it for coordinations, planning, estimation. See, what happens is, if you are just giving him a BIM model, which is not used for construction maintenance, construction and monitoring and maintenance stages, then there is no benefit of BIM at all. Many of us have a question, return on investment. If everyone understands return on investment, any of you would have come for this session. The first question you had before invest 800 or 2000 rupees before coming to this session is, what is that benefit I get? What is the return on investment I get? If this is clear for anyone in the project stakeholders, they will obviously agree with it. So the first thing we need to understand is, what is the benefit they are going to get, and how are we going to convince them based on these benefits? Simple is, understand the 75 plus BIM users and which BIM users are going to help them in what stages. And as you all know, major benefit comes at the maintenance stage, second highest benefits comes in construction stage, and the lowest benefits comes in design stage. But efforts are vice versa. I think some of the speakers have spoken about this in the initial stages of the presentation. The efforts are high in the initial stages, from the design, then the construction and the maintenance. But the benefits are on the another side, right? So making this understandable for the contractors, especially the design companies, because they are the people who are going to invest money on software initially to start with. And if these models, whatever been developed with these softwares, are not used for construction management, then there is no benefit coming out of it. If that's what I'm saying, if people can understand complete BIM, then only there is a meaning for going with BIM. If people cannot understand complete benefits of BIM, please don't pitch into BIM at all, because you will only end up making losses for the project, and next time you will hate BIM. So only if you are able to use the BIM model for construction stage or for maintenance stage, then you have a benefit.
So there's one
This is what I want to say.
From Harshal. So the question is, what is the cost difference between designing in 2D CAD and in BIM software? What extra cost does the firm will have to bear?
See, 2D CAD, you are buying some software like AutoCAD. For BIM also, you are buying some software which is able to have a 3D. And depends on the type of software you are going to procure. If it's a freely available softwares, there are some open BIM tools, which are some of them are open source. You don't need to pay for that also to do the modeling. For example, like FreeCAD is freely available. You don't need to use, you don't need to pay money for some of the softwares. Some of the vendors, like you may be aware of, because maybe you are taught to use that software during your education system, because they provide you free license to use it. Later it becomes difficult for you to buy the licenses, because initially they give you for free. Whatever you get in the free in the initial stages will be too expensive later stages. So if we can understand that things, anything comes for free is too expensive. It's a simple concept. So if you can understand at that level, then I think there is no much of difference in pricing.
Right.
Because maybe you may be not paying for CAD software. I don't know if you're paying or not paying. Also for BIM software, you may need to pay the same fee. And again, you can compare different softwares. Like for Autodesk, you have Revit, and now they have some algorithmic generative design tools like Dynamo Grasshopper, or from Bentley you have EcoSim, or from Tekla Structures for structural design. From Graphisoft you have ArchiCAD, and n number of maybe 30 to 40 modeling tools. So again, you can look into the pricing. If you depends on companies, vendors, based on number of licenses you purchase. So number of years you purchase, they have different pricing for different corporates. So we cannot really differentiate the pricing. It depends completely on the technology vendor. We need to go deeper with them and understand what is the pricing they're giving for different vendors.
So there's one more question from here, Purva.
Sir, how does BIM contributes in sustainable building construction?
Good question. Sustainable. So as I completely agree that most of the global projects in the market now, they say sustainability is most important factor. Green, sustainability, lean workflow. Like most important, and it's a most requirement. In any project you say sustainability is important. And how do you say, what is the definition of sustainability? Can you just add on to my conversations? Then I will define you how it's going to benefit.
So the building that is made for the energy generation,
Mm-hmm.
and also that can transfer energy to different buildings. Like typical buildings buy electricity from electricity grids.
Mm-hmm.
So sustainable building is the building that generates on-site renewable energy and then provides to the other buildings.
What is the difference between green building and sustainable building then?
So the difference between green building and zero energy building is the green building is made up of green material that is eco-friendly, and the sustainable building can be also said that generates energy.
You mean green buildings are only speaking about materials there? I don't think so. They have, because they do have 7 to 8 factors to be considered.
So it don't
Maybe
energy word.
they cannot go separately. Green and sustainability comes integrated. Okay. And green is not about only materials. It's about the workflow. It's about the materials, local materials, and also the kind of project delivery, and a lot of things including electricity, and the kind of usage, and kind of rainwater harvesting. A lot of things involved in green projects. Maybe you just need to check with how the local green building rating companies, vendors like IGBC, Terry, and maybe some of them are doing lead here in the market. These three are the key ones. You can just check with them. And when you say how it's going to benefit, I'm just giving you some of the examples. You can see the category called green here, right? And here are some of the BIM users. When you say star rating, that means that BIM use is important for green buildings. Like lighting analysis that can be done with BIM. Reflectivity analysis can be done with BIM. Solar analysis can be done with BIM. Wind studies, lean process analysis, code checking can be done. You can hand over and commission the project with soft landing procedures. Energy use and analysis can be done so that you can get to know where is the loss is happening and how can that be recovered. Sustainability analysis, when you are saying how sustainability can be done, there is a step-by-step procedure how to do sustainability analysis through BIM. That itself is one of the BIM application. So just check with the BIM use sustainability analysis, you get a detail, which are the softwares available for sustainability analysis, what kind of workflows are involved in this, detailed workflow will be available. Performance monitoring can be done, thermal analysis can be done. These are the different types of benefits which are linked to green and sustainability together.
So there's one more question from Kranti. He's from Hyderabad. He came down here to attend your session. So his question is, how to tie up international projects sitting in India as a young BIM modeler?
Okay. Good question, but I will tell you, being a BIM modeler is no use. Just being a BIM modeler is not going to take you international. You may be thinking of taking a project on a freelance, charging them 300 to 500 to 1000 per hour. These are all the things is not for your future. This is only for your survival. If you're looking at BIM as a passion, if you want to focus more on to BIM, You need to think about BIM in a big picture rather than just looking into modeling. So I don't motivate people just looking into modeling perspective, because that's where people are just trying to earn their bread and butter. That's not going to help you on a long run, because most of the automations are coming in the projects. And if you are only looking for pitching into foreign companies for providing modeling services, if you see in the Indian market, there are more than 30,000 people like us who are able to give these services. There are hundreds of companies who are giving BIM services to the global market like you, and a lot of competition. Some people would say you do it for free. Are you ready to do it for free? Because then you need to have a good portfolio to have that.
So,
And that's the kind of services which I don't think you need to focus. If you're a young guy focusing further on BIM, if you want to see your life in BIM further in another 10 years and you want to grow further, focus more on complete BIM workflows, process. What are the kind of technological solutions? How can you help the client and contractor as a consultant? These are the most important things. And when you know the big picture of BIM, then you won't just focus on modeling. You will focus on big things. And that's where is now the market is in requirement. And every day I will tell you, friends, there are at least 5 to 10 people contact about modeling jobs, including companies. They don't get the projects for BIM modeling. I say them, don't just focus on basic things. Focus on what is the current market requirement. India is a BIM factory, which is providing BIM services, modeling services to almost 60 plus countries in the market now. And this is the kind of service delivered from past 20 years. And there are hundreds and thousands of people doing this. You just follow other people the same way, you won't be changing further. You will be just going in the same route what people are there. And many people are jobless just doing modeling. You will also be one of them like that. So if you are looking at international clients and international developments, I say that you should focus more on how can you bring them together for the projects here, and how can you bring that company and Indian companies to deliver projects in India or other country. That's the level you need to think as a youngster rather than modeling level. Okay.
Sir, there's one more question from Kranti. It's regarding the course that you teach for the BIM consultant. He wants to ask like how to be a BIM consultant in India.
Simple thing. When you say BIM consultant, first thing is you should be a change agent in the market. Why you want to be a change agent? I'm also a change agent. I'm also agent for digital transformation. So when you go for a client, the contractors, the most difficult thing they face is they're not able to convince clients. Design companies, they are able to deliver whatever level of detail model you ask for and whatever the timeline you ask for. They will make everyone to sit there and work like a donkey and get the things done. But the thing is, they're not able to convince any new vendors who want BIM or who don't want BIM. If you are able to convince these clients, understanding what is that they're going to get from that investment they're going to make in BIM, you are helping the contractor. If you can understand what is that contractor going to get benefit when they are delivering BIM in the project, contractor, you are going to be a consultant for him. If you can understand how to convince a design company to be involved in a complete project and give better BIM solutions for the whole life cycle, you're able to help them. So the people now are working in silos in the market. Most of the design companies are matured enough in India, I think, for delivering any type of BIM services. And I can challenge that India is a country which can give better BIM solutions at effective prices and timeline than any other country in the market. You can, I am challenging this. Find out any country which can give this level of services and such an accuracy level, and to that pricing what India is giving and following what they say. No other country can do that, and we are doing that. That's one side of positive thing for the country, but negative thing is we are not progressing further. So contractors, many people are not understanding how to be a BIM matured contractor company. Owners do not know what to expect in the employer information requirement. Contractors need a support in developing the BIM execution plan. Client and contractor need the hand-holding in the projects. And maintenance team you need to bring the maintenance team in the initial stages of the project and make others listen to that. What is that maintenance team need from the project? If you can help them in these levels, I think you can be a good consultant for the project. And understanding the basic things like what are the BIM users in the project, how to deliver lean and green projects in the lean and green projects, and what is that deliverables expected by different people, what is the kind of data that need to be shared by different people. These are all the most important things consultants need to understand to focus further. And there is on a high demand, this kind of services, if you can give, there is on high demand. I can directly help you for getting into some companies.
And any other questions from
Sir, how to implement BIM on an existing buildings?
Very good question. Existing buildings, first you need to have the BIM model, right? So you may be doing the laser scanning. There are laser scanning that can be done for exterior of the building. Laser scanning can be done for interior of the building. So people, for example, existing buildings like ancient buildings like Taj Mahal, Qutub Minar, most of these are laser scanned facilities. The reason is if there is some problem happen, if facility gets broken, they want to fix it properly as how it was designed. So you can do the laser scanning, you can get the point cloud data, you can develop the BIM model, and now there are some of the scanners, Navy's Windows Viewer, for example. You can just purchase this or rent it for the project. You can just walk inside the building facility, you can get the inside model, and you can use the Faro laser scanners like that. You can use it for point cloud data. So then you will develop the existing BIM model for that, and that can be linked with existing information, whatever the maintenance has been done, that can be updated to the model, that will be used for record keeping of the facility. That's how you can benefit.
satisfied? Any questions? Any other questions? Yeah, so we take the last question from Sanjay.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
BIM is not being included in the education system yet. So how can a student convert his career from what should be the path or his journey, like from being a student to being a BIM consultant or BIM specialist in the next 10 years? What are the things that he should do, to get in the industry, BIM industry?
What I can see in the market, including the companies, including the individuals and students, most of them lose patience. Okay, simple thing. We don't have patience to learn the basic things, what is really important to be learned. We just look into some kind of services which can be delivered. We focus only on that and we forget other things. If you can start understanding the way BIM has evolved, and if you can understand these BIM users completely in the project, and if you can understand the policies, I think that's where you understand the complete BIM. And if you can understand what is the benefits others can get from BIM, each of us, if you can answer these things, if you can find answers for these things, and if you can help others to understand these things, then you are understanding complete BIM to be involved in. If you are just going into one software saying, well, someone is learning Revit or Dynamo, I'm just going with it and I will just pitch into project, then you're not understanding BIM. You are just understanding that software and you are just understanding the user interface. You're just bringing the drawing and converting it into the model.
Okay. So this the slide that you have showed is already on the research gate, right?
No, this is not on ResearchGate. It's already on the India BIM Association page. No, I said about BIM. You go to about BIM.
Yeah.
It clearly says what are the kind of life cycle stages and different people get the benefits.
Right.
It also says what is the kind of different benefits for different people, and it also says what are the stages, what are the BIM users. At least that basic level of clarity is given here. And moreover, I've shared the link here on the chat.
First of all, there are certain players in the market who are quite novice about this BIM. Okay, like for example, if I take a contractor firm, general contractor firm, they don't have this BIM services or any expertise related to it, but they outsource it to other firms who are well versed in that, doing that services, BIM services. But in fact, whatever they are delivering seem to be BIM washing. That means they're claiming it as BIM because they're trying to they're trying to cheat the general contractor. So what are the things that could be taken care to avoid such kind BIM
each
washing?
of them are cheating. Clients
Yeah.
are cheated by contractors are cheated by subcontractors.
Exactly. How to avoid how to avoid this BIM
the
washing?
only option is understand BIM. See, one thing is, if I'm getting cheated, it's not a mistake of a person who's cheating us. It's a mistake of ourselves because we don't understand they're cheating.
So here
first
comes
thing is important is client maturity in terms of BIM. If client can understand this is what is BIM, this is what I'm expecting. If we can clearly mention that in the employer information requirement, and if he's properly checking the BIM execution plan developed by the contractor, clear, no problem is coming. Since client do not understand, contractors may be washing them, If
Yes.
contractors may not,
That's what.
design companies are washing.
Yes. So this is where the second question is something related to this only, on the consequence of this. So since BIM is more of like collaborative kind of work, here again the issue of disputes and claims would be arising because different players would be there, and due to their mistakes, how could the accountability be charged for the problems which they make? Any standards or anything
Yes,
is there as
So
such?
first thing is, for your first question, I have another answer.
Yes,
There is
yes.
a BIM maturity assessment that is done at
Okay.
an organization levels. There
Okay.
are a lot
Okay.
of softwares and a lot of templates, frameworks, methodologies where people can do the maturity assessment of design, contractor, FM, PMs. It's to know how matured they are in BIM.
Okay.
Number one. So clients should expect this kind of certification from the contractor, or they need to send some consultants to do the auditing of the companies so that they
Yes.
really get to know what is that capable. Because, for example, I am a candidate applying for a job. I may be developing a resume or something with not a clear picture. The
Yes.
same way, companies are showcasing that this is what our capabilities as a portfolio. It's a resume for me, that's a portfolio for them.
Yes.
So when you are, so client, if they do not able to understand, client, I'm speaking to anyone. For a design company, contractor is a client. For the contractor, main client is a client. For maintenance company, contractor is a client. No, it's a different perspective. Until the client understand what is that is BIM, they need to expect. And if they can understand that level, and is this company capable of doing this, then it's very clear there is no BIM wash.
Okay.
Second thing, when you say how can we solve this problem? Previously, people used to say that, as we say, we are all working in silos, and we say that we are only working for our business objectives, our particular organization. But when it comes to a project, it's not just a business objective, it's a project objective, which is a common definition of success for all the organizations coming together.
Okay.
And IPD projects, what does it say? Or integrated BIM projects, what does it say is, if there is any loss or a profit or any kind of issues, then everyone are responsible for it. You cannot just play a blame game there. So when people can understand at these levels and they agree for that, that's what IPD is saying. In another 5 years, it's a mandate.
Correct.
So that's the only way to go. Before, people used to think, should I take a BIM train or should I take a normal train? BIM train or CAT train? BIM train or CAT train? So many people have missed it. Now they are looking for the next train. And the same way, 2025, it's IPD is a mandate, project delivery method. Integrated BIM is a requirement. If you don't take it, you will be losing the projects, nothing more than that.
Correct.
There are more and more companies who are getting matured and they will take it. And the people who will be not ready to take it, they'll be just left behind without getting the projects.
Thank you. Thanks for the session also.
Friends, thank you. I believe you all had a nice discussion and it was nice interacting you people. And you can text me, you can just check, save you my phone number. I'm also sharing my email here. You can write an email to me for any kind of discussions, or you can contact me on email or Skype, the same ID, okay? Email or Skype, the same number, same ID. So we can keep in touch. You can also check with me on LinkedIn or WhatsApp. Welcome.